We live, we live. All right, invocation, Alderman Ashby, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this great day, beautiful day, Lord. We just ask that you be with us tonight. Lord, help us to this meeting to go well, Lord, and just that we would do the right things for the citizens of Crowley. We ask these things in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance, Alderman Lochley. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Chuck Ashby. Here. Haley Chasson. Here. Brad Ford.
Present.
Byron Wilkins.
Thank you, ma'am. No public hearings, appearances. I do have one speaker card. It is not on the agenda, but I do like to allow our citizens to speak if they wish. Mr. Tracy Young, if you would state your name and
Young.
Go ahead.
Oh, excuse me, Tracy Young.
say what you got to say real quick.
Yep, I'll say it real quick. It's going to come up, and I know it used to be a hot topic, and it's going to come up a topic again, but me and Chad talked prior to this, and I just want to bring it up. Currently, City of Crowley adds fluoride to the water, and we're within the law code system and doing some research within the law code companies of their locations. We're the only city that does it. It is at a cost of, my research shows $10,500, but I've recently found out that it's probably more than that. And so that is going to be a topic that to stop adding fluoride. If you take 10,000, my figure, 10,500.
Uh-oh.
Time's up already?
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
If you take 10,500 and you give an annual inflation rate of 3%, which we're nowhere near 3%, but at 3%, that's 135,000 over 10 years. And with the issue of water features or water parks, there's your water park. And so you could easily finance it there. Fluoride is actually made from a chemical compound that is very harmful. If your truckload of fluoride came down I-10 and spilled, it'd be a hazmat situation for 2 days. So regardless of what that is, it's just a bug in your ear. And so just be, mindful of that. I appreciate you letting me talk, Chad. But, if y'all need more information, I do have more information on this. And this is not knocking the city of Crowley, nor LOCO at all. This is just some information. Was this good 60 years ago? Absolutely. But we get fluoride other ways now. And so, yes, I have no answers and no questions, so I don't know. I didn't want to make it a topic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had some dental work done in the chair all day. I remember when this first came up. And the citizens wanted it. They actually wanted it. When we, if I'm not mistaken, we had a public hearing on that. When they first introduced the fluoride
Right.
to the water.
Right. It is an ordinance, and so, but it'll come up probably next meeting, and I would love to meet with the mayor and give him some information on it. But like I said, in the past, it was great, and people wanted it. Times are different now. We get fluoride other way. Toothpaste is far better than 1940, and that's when the first fluoride in the water system started to come in the United States. So, but I'd love to be in a meeting with that
Yes, sir.
because I have plenty of history on that.
It's Mr. Martin, it is an ordinance, so it would take public
what I'm
hearings
saying.
and all of
Yeah,
that.
we
Yes,
just
sir.
can't-
Yes,
can't-
sir. No, yeah. Okay, thank you all. All right, let's see, any agenda amendments? Appointments, approval of minutes from regular council meeting held on September 17th, 2024. Offered by Alderman Martin, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Mayor's report, you see the sales tax chart. The first one you got in your email, hopefully it didn't scare you. That was the first of two payments. But we're showing a revenue of $778,830 for August, September, compared to fiscal year last year of $691,159. And sewer user fees, we're showing $158,970 compared to last year of $160,942. And you have the graphs that are there with it. You know, remember those numbers are up and down very often, which is why the graphs are prepared and given to you also just to show you the trend in an upward or downward trend. So, you have the status report, you have the status report of the audit findings for fiscal year 23. Again, that is required because of the audit findings that you have a status report in your packet each month. And you also have the budget to actual comparison as of September 24 in your packet also. And as always, any questions, please feel free to call at any time, not just once a month. Give us a ring in the middle of the month. All right. Okay, standing committee reports. Public Works Committee, Alderman Dorey.
Thank you, Mayor. The Public Works Committee convened Tuesday, October the 8th, 2024 at 5 p.m. in the council chambers, and a quorum was present. Under action items, there were none. Non-action items, Public Works Director Albert John presented his monthly report. Street Commissioner Wesley Jacobs was absent. Alderman Jeff Dorey read the prepared monthly report from the Street Commissioner on Wesley Jacobs' behalf. City Engineer Tim Mader presented his monthly written report to the committee. Under discussion items, Alderwoman Sandy Marks stated that Mr. Bill Nevitt reported a hazardous waste spill on 7th Street and Eastern that the street department may want to investigate. Mr. Nevitt stated he witnessed a Glen Leger construction pickup truck with the tailgate down, dropping 10 to 15 gallons of hydraulic fluid from the back of the truck. He stated that both the Crowley Fire Department and the Crowley Police Department responded to the spill. He questioned who was responsible for the negligence and the cost of the cleanup. City Engineer Tim Mader stated that he was not aware of Glen Leger having a contract with the city at this time, and that they may be working on a state contract, and that the city would follow up with Louisiana Department of Transportation. The city attorney, Mike Landry, explained that the city that if the city expended its resources to clean up the spill, then the city would have cause to take action against Glen Leger Construction if they were negligent. With no further items to come before Public Works Committee, the committee recessed.
Thank you, sir. Utility Committee, Alderman Martin, please, sir.
Thank you. Let's see, Utility Committee convened Tuesday, October 8th, in council chambers. A quorum was present. On the action item, a motion was made by myself, and second by Alderwoman Sandy Marks to award Spink Construction Incorporated the contract for the renovate the existing duckweed modular insulation covers project in the amount of $1,798,000 $8,500. Tim, is that a good one? Okay. And also, okay. And also, I open the floor for discussion. There being no remarks from the council, motion carried, and I so move.
Offered by Alderman Martin, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion? All in favor?
Mayor.
Opposed? Motion carries.
A motion was made by Alderman, well, should be Alderwoman Sandy Marks. For the LCDBG fiscal year 2020-2021 rehabilitation of the sewer collected system project to the full council. Okay, I open up the floor for discussion. There be no remarks from the council. The motion carried, and I so move.
Offered by Alderman Martin, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion? Mr. Mater.
The amount, which wasn't available Tuesday, is $116,160.81.
Repeat that, Tim?
116160.81.
Okay, for the record. Okay. All right,
Hold
ready?
on a second, Tim.
That motion was for the
That's
resolution.
number 3 on our,
Did you just read partial
this,
payment?
no, this is the termination of the,
I thought I heard partial payment.
nope,
I'm
sorry about that.
No,
This is the termination.
hold
So
on,
this is to adopt a resolution approving the termination of the NCMC LLC contract.
hold up, that's number 4. Yeah, that's number 4. Number 3 is where a motion was made by, to have Alderwoman Sandy Marks and second by Alderman Jeff Dorey to defer approval of final change order number 5 to
Yes.
NCMC. That's number 3.
Okay, the agenda items are in a different order than the minutes of the utility committee meeting. It was handled in a different.
Wasn't he
reason-
reading from the utility committee minutes?
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter what number you got, as long as you present them to the council.
We need to make sure we're on the right item is what we're trying to make sure of.
But that's, I mean, we on the right item, but you just going by numbers. I mean, we're going down the list at what we have. Why is that,
But the motion
okay.
on this
So-
one doesn't need to be made on the second motion, since it was to defer approval at the committee, you deferred it and referred it to the council, so no motion needs to be made at this point.
and that's number 3 according to my agenda.
On the agenda, right.
That's
So,
why the numbers are different from what you have in the committee versus what's on the agenda for the council meeting, because y'all deferred number 3 and 4 in the committee to in here.
right.
Okay, so reading it as read, I mean, as
So read
printed.
it and then don't make the motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, on this one, number 3 and number 4 is,
Number 2 on your action items in your minutes, you just don't make that motion, just withdraw that motion, please.
okay, well, okay, due to the protocol, we're gonna,
You just withdraw your motion to.
for number 2,
Yes,
number 2 and number 3.
yes, that's what you just read, withdraw your motion because it's been deferred and it'll be taken up on the next item.
Mayor, let's start from the top with this, because,
The second paragraph that you read,
right.
okay, you also moved
We
withdraw.
made a motion on that to withdraw the approval of the partial payment estimate number 19 to
Correct.
NCMC. Motion to withdraw.
Okay, and you don't need to make a motion. That's just saying that's what happened then. It was withdrawn. And go on to the next one.
Okay, the next one would be a motion was made by Alderwoman Sandy Marks and second by Alderman Jeff Dorey to defer approval of final change order number 5 to NCMC LLC for the LCDBG fiscal year 2020-21 rehabilitation of the sewage collecting system project to the full council. Okay? I'll open up the floor
Make
for
that motion
discussion.
again.
And
now.
that's it. And just read
Okay.
that because it was deferred. Now,
Okay, but on the other thing I need to read is that I open up the floor for discussion.
there you go.
Okay, all right,
And then you can go on to the next one.
gotcha. A motion was made by Alderwoman, they have Alderman, and Alderwoman Sandy Marks, and second by Alderman Jeff Dorey, to approve a resolution of termination for the NCMC LLC contract for the LCDBG fiscal year 2020-2021 rehabilitation of the sewage collecting system project. I open up the floor for discussion. There being no remarks from the council, motion carried, and I so move.
Offered by Alderman Martin. Second by Alderwoman Marks. Any discussion? And this is a resolution approving the termination of the NCMC LLC contract. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now you need to go to number 3 on the actual agenda.
Number 3.
On the agenda itself, today's agenda.
All right, hang on.
Second page of today's agenda.
Non-action items, wastewater,
There you go.
wastewater superintendent.
Number 3, to approve a partial payment
Okay.
estimate number 19.
All right, this is to approve a partial payment number 19 to NCMC LLC for the LCDBG fiscal year 2020-2021 rehabilitation of the sewage collection system project in the amount of $116,160.81. Is that a good number, Tim?
Good number.
And to defer,
It was deferred, so you just
Deferred.
need to make a motion if you
all
want.
right. Motion carried, and I so move.
No, just say you just need a move to offer that. That, there was no motion in the committee meeting.
Say, I move.
Okay, well, I move.
All right.
Okay.
Offered by
This is
Alderman Martin,
ridiculous, man. Come on.
second by Alderwoman Marks. Any discussion?
Yeah, from here on out, man, when you do these things, make sure they're in order. Because I go by normally what you give us the sign.
Mr. Martin, again, the reason that they are in a different order is because these two
understand.
were deferred.
I
And
understand.
all you're doing is reading the committee minutes of the committee meeting. And then now we have to deal with the actual action items of tonight's meeting. And so that's why it was a little confusing there. We all got a little confused with that, but we're in good shape now.
Okay, on the non-action item.
All in,
Oh,
hold
I'm
on,
sorry.
hold on. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now read number 4 on tonight's agenda.
Okay, to approve final change order number 5 to NCMC LLC for the LCDBG fiscal year 2020-2021 rehabilitation of the sewage collection system project in the amount of a minus
Yes, sir.
$310,284.55.
Now you need to make that motion if you want.
Motion carried, and I so.
No, you just make a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve.
There you go.
Man, you gotta be kidding.
Offered by Alderman Martin, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now the end of your committee
Okay, under
minutes.
non-action items, finally, wastewater superintendent Tim Crater, he was absent, he didn't give a report. City engineer Tim Mater presented his monthly written report to the committee. Under discussion items, there were no discussion items. There'll be nothing further to come before this committee. Committee recess.
Thank you, sir. All right, Recreation Committee, Alderman Ashby, please.
Recreation Committee convened on Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, at 5 o'clock in the council chambers, and a quorum was present. Under action items, there was none. Under non-action items, Recreation Director Zach Duyon was absent. Myself read the prepared monthly report by Director Zach Duyon on his behalf. City Engineer Tim Mater presented his monthly written report to the committee. Under discussion items, Alderman Brad Core mentioned that the exterior LED lighting at the MLK Center at the end of the driveway at the south end of the basketball courts was very dim. He also stated at the northwest corner of the courts, the lights that shine on the playground equipment was burnt out. Just a quick update on that. They were going out there today to fix both of those lights, so they will be fixed today. There was no further business to come before the Recreation Committee, and the committee recessed.
Those are the new LED floodlights that I had Clico put up there to replace the regular street lights. I don't know what happened, why they burn out so quick, but it's supposed to be LED stuff, but anyway. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ashby. Zoning and annexation, Alderman Reggie, please, sir.
Thank you. Zoning and Annexation Committee convened Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, 5 p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. Under action items, a motion was made by myself and seconded by Alderwoman Sandy Marks to approve partial payment estimate number 1 to CG Logan LLC for the sewage infrastructure expansion along VFW Drive project in the amount of $34,491.10. I open up the floor for discussion, and there being no remarks from the council, the motion carried, and I so move.
Second.
Offered by Alderman Reggie, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Under non-action items, City Engineer Tim Mater presented his monthly written report to the committee. And under discussion items, there was no discussion items, and there was no further business come before Zoning and Annexation Committee, and the committee recessed.
Thank you, Mr. Reggie. Let's see, Public Safety, Alderman Core, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Public Safety Committee convened Tuesday, October 8th, 2024 at 5 p.m. in the council chambers, and a quorum was present. On the action items, Alderman Brad Core stated that after reviewing the list of complaints from January 1 through October 8th, 2024, provided by the police department, he found that there were 24 instances when the police were dispatched to 1510 West Hutchinson Avenue for various violations. He also stated that this location, known as K&L Grocery, has had issues in the past, and the owner has come to the council and explained that when they see loitering or the consumption of alcohol outside their location, they will notify the police department to take care of it. Alderman Core stated that these issues are occurring again, and he felt that 24 complaints were excessive. The motion was made by Brad Core and seconded by Alderman Jeff Dorey to approve the renewal applications for 2025 beer and liquor licenses, excluding the application by Abu Jasmine Incorporated located at 1510 West Hutchinson Avenue as listed below. Alderman Brad Core opened the floor for discussion. Alderman Sammy Reggie recused himself. Alderman Brad Core stated that if the owner would like to discuss with the council as to why the application should be approved, it would be taken into consideration. There being no remarks from the council, the motion carried, and I so move to approve the following items in global that are presented on the agenda.
Offered by Alderman Core, second by Alderman Ashby. Discussion? Okay. Mr. Martin?
So what you gonna do about K&L?
Without, if they want to come forward and explain maybe what they.
So, no, I just want to be clear. So tonight, they're not approved?
Right,
Oh,
they're not-
that's what I need to know.
right, they're not
That's
approved.
what I'm asking.
Yes. Any other discussion? Mr. Lachele? Okay, all right. So, all in favor? Opposed? Mr. Lachele recuses himself in reference to the Acadia Legion, Acadia Post 15 application, and Alderman Reggie recuses himself from the vote altogether.
Mayor, I just want to
Yes, sir.
disclose that I am a member of the Sons of the American Legion. I don't find any problem with my position. I'm not a voting member or anything.
Yeah, I don't,
With the organization, but I do want to disclose that.
Sure.
My association with the American Legion.
okay. It all passed.
Under non-action items, Chief of Police Troy Aber presented his monthly report. Fire Chief Louis Romero was not present. City Inspector Tony Duhon presented his monthly report. Under discussion items, Alderman Brad Core mentioned that there appears to be 18-wheelers at a parking off of Oddfellows Road that must access that parking area on the east end of Stutes Edition. The question was raised, do they require a driveway from Oddfellows Road to access that property? Alderman Core suggested that City Inspector Tony Duhon investigate this further. City Inspector Duhon stated he would put it in a work order to determine what needs to be done. Alderman Dickey Lachele questioned that if an inoperable car is considered a junk vehicle. City Attorney Mike Landry stated that if it is parked on a city street, absolutely. However, on private property, it may not necessarily be classified as a junk vehicle, and that he would research the requirements. Alderman Dickey Lachele stated that Bayou Bend area residents have reached out to him, stating that the no fishing from bridge signs that were once posted are no longer there. He requested that new signs be reinstalled. Alderman Core requested guidance from the City Attorney Mike Landry regarding if an ordinance existed. City Attorney Mike Landry stated he would do further research. There was no further business to come before the Public Safety Committee, and the committee recessed.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, before we go on, could I, since this is under 18-wheelers, can I just
Yes,
say
ma'am.
something?
Yes, ma'am.
I received a complaint from manager from Town Club that an 18-wheeler, and I know this has to do with a state contract and not city, but they were parking their 18-wheeler and heavy equipment on the Town Club's private parking lot. And it did turn out, I spoke with Mr. AJ, he referred me to the project manager, Mr. Tron, who didn't think it was his vehicle, so I went over there and took pictures, and it was his, and I sent that to him. It was Larry Leger's project, and so there may be...
Glenn Leger.
Glenn Leger, sorry, Glenn Leger. And there may be some damage to that parking lot, but I just sent him the pictures and put him on notice that he needed to tell his people not to park his equipment. He does not have permission.
Sure. And again, that is a private property issue that the city has no
Right,
authority
and I advised
over.
them that putting out signs, no parking for 18-wheelers or heavy
Sure.
equipment, would put them on notice.
Sure.
And I just wanted us to know that so that
Okay.
it's on records because we had been contacted.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, let's see. Public Buildings, Alderman Wilrich, please, sir.
Good evening. Public Business Committee convened Tuesday, October 8, 2024 at 5 p.m. in the council's chamber. A quorum was present. Under action items, a motion was made by Alderman Dick Lazarlet and seconded by Alderman Jeff Doyle to award the construction contract for the Parks and Pavilion in downtown Crowley project to Prestigious Construction Group LLC in the amount of $1,976,629.50 to include the base bid of $1,668,002. Ultimate number one, $168.50. Alternate number two, $42,429. And alternate number three, $98,000. Contingent upon approval of the city request for facilities, plans, and controls concurring in construction contract awarded. Alderman actually opened the floor to discussion. Alderman Reggie requested information on what the alternate was. Mr. Lewis Stabby explained the alternate one is the ticket booth / entrance area. Alternate two is for the lawn, furniture, and landscaping, and alternate three is for the water features. Alderman Martin questioned the splash pad was going to be located behind the entrance area. Alderman Reggie questioned the possibility of construction in phases. Alderman Reggie made a motion to amend the current motion to approve only the base bid, and alternate 1 and 2. No one second. The motion failed. Alderwoman Marks explained that the drawings are available at the City Hall and have been since the Park and Pavilion project was initiated, introduced. Alderman Durham expressed that the city is under time restraints on when the funds must be spent. Mr. Saber concurred and stated that the council has 45 days to accept the bid. Alderman Durham explained that approving the original motion as stated allows it to present to the full council next week. Alderman Marks agreed and suggested the city council members bring ultimate solutions next week. There being no further remarks for the council, motion carried. The motion carried unanimously, and I so move.
Offered by Alderman Wilridge, second by Alderman Core. Discussion? Mr. Martin?
Yes, well, I'm gonna be here a minute. Explain this. Okay, the last time that we had a meeting, we discussed different possibilities, okay? And I myself left here with the understanding that somewhere down the line, we was gonna have options, okay? That was my understanding, okay? And talking to a few people that been listening to the podcast or heard whatever, that's the indication that they had. All of a sudden, this guy come up here with this for us to pass. I understand the time limit. I deal with this a lot. I do understand. But the fact of the matter is, he had made a statement that the water feature, whatever you want to call it, isn't a splash pad at all. It's something where if a person press a button, the water would run for a predetermined time. Where did all this come from? Why wouldn't we allow to look at the different pavilions, or shall we say the different concepts, and choose 1, 2, or 3? And what's going to happen to the whole feature of the water park? The splash pad, shall I say? Are we to take this out of this? I think Councilman Reggie had brought up a fact, and I agree with that, even Byron as well. Maybe we need to back out the whole water, whatever it is that's being asked of us to do, and do some type of genuine water park, okay? Whether it's now summer, we guard.
Okay. Unplug your mic and plug it back, please. It turned off again. I don't know why it's doing that so much tonight, but, all right.
Hear what we got to say, I'd imagine.
There you go.
All right, because at the end of the day, I've had a person stop me and ask me why am I against the the pavilion, and I had to explain to him. I said, listen to our podcast, whatever the video, and get back with me. He called back. He said, well, I see that you had a few questions. I said, yes, I do. I'm looking out for the kids, okay? I don't want it to be said that every time the city of Crowley builds something, there's an admission catch to it,
Okay.
you know? And so if I may, let me just finish. Only thing that I want to see is that we have a place to where the kids could come, all right? And like I had mentioned, and I appreciate it being put in the paper, that to run the same hours that the park's open. I don't know if that's 6 in the morning to 8 at night, whatever it may be. Where they can come, have a good time, cool off, where they can make plans, okay? I would hate to see, I'm just saying, 4 or 5 families come out to cool off, only to be told that the pavilion is rented this week or whatever it may be.
Right.
I mean, that's the only thing that I want. You know,
Okay.
whether we back the whole scenario, because to me, I'm thinking, why would that water feature, whatever it is in there, it don't serve no purpose
Right.
as far as I'm concerned. That's where I'm at with this.
Okay.
That's all
Let
I
me,
want.
let me try and answer all of your questions. I'll tell you that As stated last week by some of the council members, these drawings and all of this information has been available to everyone, public and all, for a couple of months now. You and everyone else also has my cell phone number, and you've called me before, so I know that you know how to get in touch with me with any questions. None of that has ever happened, and to this day, you still have not shown up at City Hall to look at those drawings. So the questions that you had, you never asked those questions to get the answers. The water feature that is proposed for this pavilion was never in the original plans. The original plans for this project go back probably a couple of administrations. It kind of started, and so just so happened now we actually have the funding to be able to do it from the state. It was originally P5 stuff. It was P5 stuff at the beginning of last year when I met with Mr. Stefanski about that funding, and then he was able to get it moved up to direct, which is basically cash out of the general fund. So, you know, our citizens have asked for a splash pad. We currently have nothing, and so I thought this would be an opportunity to give our citizens something, not necessarily exactly what we want, but it's something better than nothing. Now, since last week's meeting, I asked for some more information to be able to share with you all, and our architect sent me some information that I in turn emailed to each and every one of you. I don't know if you looked at that information since then, but the cost of this water feature is minimal and affordable with this project because it's included in this project and most of the infrastructure is already there. To actually construct, so this is 900 square feet, I think, 924, and they have, they're currently working on a project in Lake Charles that is 980 something square feet, 935 square feet. So just a few more square feet than ours, but it's a standalone in its own place with sidewalks and parking and everything that's got to be included with it if it's somewhere else. And that price tag is over $800,000. We're getting this for $98,000, 96 or some change. An actual splash pad with the rubber matting and the dumping buckets and the spitting frogs or whatever else you may want in that project, he suggested that we budget anywhere from $1.5 to $2 million for that to happen. We don't have that funding right now, and so while this is certainly not a splash pad, which is why I keep calling it a water feature, it is something that will allow our children and our families to utilize in the summer. Your concern with the rental of the facility, I'll tell you that my plans are that the city create events in that facility more times than anyone else will be able to rent it. But let me give you some examples. Let's take the Rice Festival building. Currently, our citizens are allowed to play, and other citizens actually, we're having to regulate a little bit because we have citizens coming from out of town, a lot of them, to play pickleball indoors at the Rice Festival building. That's free of charge. Doesn't cost them anything. There's a schedule, it's scheduled, but that schedule is changed each and every time that building is rented. And those people are told, nope, you cannot play pickleball today because this building is being rented. I'll give you another example. Martin Luther King Center. There is some kind of aerobics that is ongoing twice a week over there. Kids are allowed to play basketball in that building for free every night. There's a game room now. Mr. Andrus gave some money from some of the COVID money from the police jury to the Martin Luther King Center, and we put pool table and foosball and ping pong table there. All of this stuff is free, except when that building is rented out. Those kids are told, sorry, you can't utilize this building for free anymore because we have a function here. Same concept, Mr. Martin, same concept, because in the event we utilize that pavilion or someone rents that pavilion, and let me tell you, it ain't gonna go for $600 or $700 a month, a rental. They're not gonna be able to rent it, they're not gonna be able to afford to rent it for a birthday party. This is gonna take the Chamber of Commerce for the gumbo cook-off or things of that sort, large events. But it'll be the same concept as our other city buildings that are utilized for free, but are not available when they're rented out. I'll tell you that I think the city has, over the years, balanced that act quite a bit. The other thing is, I want my vision, and I know that's what you've already said, that's what you want, something for the kids. My vision for this pavilion is more of an opportunity for families to enjoy it, even on a daily basis. It's being outfitted with opportunities for food trucks to be able to hook up to water and electricity. I can envision having Food Truck Friday or once a month, or even I was talking with Negay and them, and we can have some gospel music on one Sunday a month where we invite families over and have the food trucks out there. What is there that's different for our kids or families to enjoy that they can't get in a regular park? And so this feature, this water feature, would be an added bonus to this space for our people to go and the kids to come and have something for them to do, because we can go picnic at any of our 9 neighborhood parks, just like we can picnic here. Yeah, there's a pavilion here so you can get out of the sun, but what else is there to bring our people in and bring our families together to be able to do it? In the summer, obviously, it'll be that water feature. So it certainly is thought of for the kids, but just like the rest of our buildings, in the event that there is an event that is being charged for, then that's going to be marked off of the calendar to say there's an event here, so it's not like open to the public or however you want to put it. And again, look, it is my job to manage these facilities. I've thought of a ton of different opportunities, and if you would have called me and questioned about any of this stuff in the past, we could have sat and talked about all of it, and I could have told you all this stuff. But one of the things is that we could block off this facility all summer and say it's not for rent. It's not available to be rented. There's a lot of options, but one thing you have to do, Mr. Martin, is you have to trust that I'm going to do the right thing for our people. And I don't have kids anymore. I have a 21-year-old, and I don't have no grandkids yet. So this isn't for me. This is for our people. And you have to trust that that is what's in my heart and what my reasons for doing these things is.
I understand everything that you're saying, okay? The problem I'm having when this came up, and I'm pretty sure we have other council members that have, they may not tell it to you, but I'm pretty sure they're wondering, where did this come from? Okay? What I'm talking about is my opinion. I didn't ask nobody else for their opinion. I didn't call nobody and say, hey, what you think of what? I didn't even call Byron. This is my opinion. Okay? I know what I'm looking for. Okay? I ain't one time said I'm against the pavilion. Not one time. Only thing I'm trying to do is give these kids something that won't be at no cost to the family, to go out, cool off, whether they do a picnic or whatever, that's on them, okay? And not be scrutinized by, well, I'm sorry, and you made a statement, Mayor, but cost is irrelevant to the fact. If there's something that I personally want to do, I don't care what it costs. Okay, it could be a $10,000. I'm just using a number. If it costs $10,000 and I want someone to do something, I'm pretty sure everybody feels the same way. If they want it bad enough, they'll get it. And there are some people out there that has bad attitudes about certain things, and I'm not gonna go there. But listen, Mayor, I'm 100% for the kids, 100%. I could care less about what goes on at that pavilion. I just want to make sure that the kids have a place where, I mean, hell, sometimes the parents want to get them out the house.
Absolutely.
They want to get out the house, okay? That's the only thing I'm looking out for. I'm 100%, matter of fact, if you go through the minutes years ago, I'm the one brought up why Rain got a pavilion and we don't, okay? But, I mean, the bottom line here is very simple. I'm looking out for the kids, and whatever we can do, and I'm asking this council, let's put the kids first. That's the only thing I'm asking. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Any other discussion? Mr. Ashby?
Brad and I went and looked at the drawings and sat around and talked, and when we both went, we were both in agreement that we were not gonna vote for it. But after looking at it, going through everything, just a pavilion, parents aren't gonna bring their kids to sit in a pavilion and have a picnic if their kids have nothing at all to play on. They're just not gonna show up. But this gives the parents a way to buy some food from the food truck, sit underneath the canopy, picnic while the kids play, and just play in the water. So if we don't have that type of feature, we're not gonna get a family draw. We're gonna get the same draw we're gonna get adult people going in there, consuming alcohol or whatever they're doing, but we're not gonna get a family atmosphere in there because there's nothing in there for the kids to do at all without it. So that's what we lean towards, the yes, because it does give our kids something to do.
What you just said. But before you went and got a different opinion, as of what was brought at that last meeting, you was about to vote against it, correct? Correct. Okay, that's what I'm trying to put on the float.
But Mr. Martin,
But wait, hold on, Chad.
the point is that they came and met with
But
me.
you're not
and I laid everything out on the table with
But you're
them.
still
You
not
never
catching-
did.
I could care less what it looked like, man. I think you have the wrong input here. Whatever it is, I'm for 100%.
But it's not just what it looks like that I have available in the office. There's a lot of information that we could spend 4, 5, 6 hours in a meeting discussing. You have homework to do. You need to call me. You need to come visit me. You need
Well,
to
Mayor, the
show
phone
up.
works
Hold
both
on.
ways.
And ask. It does.
It works both ways.
But I've got a lot more to do on a day-to-day basis than call all 9 council members and give you information that you may not even want. If you want it, I'll tell you that there are more council members in this room that show up in my office for information than don't. And I'm not going to call out the handful that don't, because those know who they are. If there's nothing to hide in this office, please come and visit. I can't say it enough.
You can
I can't
talk-
beg you enough.
Listen to
Any
what I'm
other
saying.
discussion?
Well, just please.
Any other discussion?
Well, I mean, hey,
All in favor?
I'm out of town. most of the time,
Opposed?
okay?
Motion
I ain't never had
carries.
this kind of problem. Never had this kind of problem.
Under non-action items, representatives from the Delta Sigma Theta sorority announced Your Vote, Your Voice rally on Saturday, October the 26th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Courthouse Circle. They also mentioned the Pink Pizzazz Partner in Pink event including on a walk on Saturday, October the 26th, beginning at 9 a.m. at the courthouse and the program beginning at 10 a.m. on the courthouse lawn. On discussion items, there was none. There was no further business to come before the Public Business Committee, and we recess.
Thank you, Mr. Woolridge. Let's see, Insurance and Personnel, Alderwoman Marks, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. The Insurance and Personnel Committee convened Tuesday, October the 8th, 2024, at 5 p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. There were no action items, there were no non-action items, and there was no discussion. There was no further business to come before the Insurance and Personnel Committee, and the committee recessed.
Thank you, ma'am. Community Economic Development Committee, Alderwoman Chasson, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Community and Economic Development Committee convened Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, 5 o'clock p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. There were no action items. Under non-action items, Alderwoman Katie Chasson spoke about upcoming events in Crowley. Discussion items, Mr. Jason Montz addressed the committee regarding the cleanup of his property at 1009 South Avenue N. Alderwoman Sandra Marks explained that he was bringing this up in the wrong committee and that he needs to bring this up in the Public Safety Committee. There was no further action to come before the Community and Economic Development Committee. The committee recessed.
Thank you, ma'am. Revenue and Finance, Alderman Lochley, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Revenue Finance Committee convened Tuesday, October the 8th, 2024 at 5 p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. On the action items, there were none. On the non-action items, there were none. And there were no discussion items. With no other business to come before the committee recessed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lochley. No ordinance, resolutions, proclamations, engineers report. The Crowley Rotary Club is holding the Rotary event Rise Against Hunger on October 26th, if anybody is interested in helping with that. It is in conjunction with the Rain Rotary Club, so get in touch with one of your Rotary members. Motion to adjourn? Offered by Alderman Corr, second by Alderman Dorey. All in favor?